See what's nice about Photoshop and painting in Photoshop? It looks like oil. Now, what I like to do when I got a face like this, and I want to add color to it, I really like taking like a pink, a hot pink, as opposed to a red, just to add a little bit. Hang on a second. It really gives it a more feminine look on areas. Very warm. It warms it up good. See, she's starting to look more like, advertisements, a 60s advertisement. Which is the kind of look I'm looking for, which is the same look I did for Aaron's pinup. Taking out a lot of these shadows. Okay. How long did it take me to do the giant-sized two-fisted manly tails story? And I did draw it and color it myself. Like 3 weeks or more. It was that was where I learned I don't want to do full digital artwork ever again. Because it took too long. It was, or if I did it, I would do it like I'm doing it here, painting it, because when you go in there and you draw it out and you tend to zoom in, on stuff. And it's like, oh gosh, that it just took me a long time, way longer than I wanted it to do. And when it takes too long, it starts to lose its freshness. Really want that to have life and energy. It's so easy to spend too much time on a piece. And then it gets stale. You get bored of it. But it turned out okay. I was happy with it. I really didn't. There's some parts of it I liked. There's some parts I just didn't care for. I think it wasn't really, didn't work for me so much. But that's the way it goes. When you're doing stuff and it's got to go out the door. This is why I love crowdfunding. It's, if it stinks, and I tell you, I am working. I've mentioned working on my own stuff, but I've actually started it several times and then redid it all. So, and that's kind of what I want to do. I want to work on something, and if I look at it, I go, this isn't working, and I trash the whole thing because it just isn't working. It's got to be really good. I got to like it. I got to really enjoy it. If that isn't happening, then I'm not interested in working on it. So, for my own projects, anyways, for someone, if someone hires you have to just do it. It has to go out the door. It doesn't matter whether you like it or not. It's got to go. But I mean, I liked it. I mean, I certainly liked the cover. I thought the cover was pretty cool. That was a success. But some of the other stuff, man, I was just like, I don't know. There's nothing that's particularly bad or I really don't really hate, but it just is. And I think if I did it again, I would, like I said, I would draw it looser and then scan it in and color it or something like that. I'd have to come up with a different technique that I really enjoyed. Okay, the hair is going to be very, very light. Using this yellow, let me actually add a yellow here that I want. And a lighter yellow. Then I'm going to go with just white. The highlights are going to be white. The interesting thing about hair, especially blonde hair, it's going to be, the finish is actually very simple. But that's the weird thing about painting and drawing. You got to know when, less is more, when to stop. It says yellow is too yellow. Take it down, give myself more of an orange. That's the ticket. Yeah, that was getting too yellow. I wonder where he picked his hairstyle for Kid Carter. So it's pretty white. The hair is going to be like a blonde, white blonde. Very angelic. Ethereal. What's the word? Ethereal? Got to cut those off that layer and put them on this layer. Merge those two layers. Okay. Oops. Darn it. Wrong one. I did the wrong layer. Okay, I want to take these guys. Cut them. Put them on this layer. Where did this layer come from? What is that? I don't know. Get rid of it. Trash it. Junk it. Cut those things off. Put them there. Okay, back to her. So I'm taking these shadows off the top of the. One thing to keep in mind when you're doing, faces and stuff, it's like watch out for those edges. Keep them soft for a woman. And see just how important getting this eye detail just right. There's attitude in her face. You want to get that expression. Maybe a slight contemplation of sorts. You want a woman to have a brain, but not too smart. You don't want to be. You don't want them to be smarter than you. Oh, somebody's trying to call me. He's buzzing my phone. That's nice. Live TV, folks. Okay, let's see. Okay, now the hair. Back to the hair. Soft, nice. Let me pull a little bit of this, like the hairline. You'll see it's almost almost with the blonde girl like this, you don't even see the difference in the hairline, the skin tone in the hairline. Little cutesiness in the hairstyle here. But there's not a lot of dark shadow, if you notice here, on the hair at all. It's Monday night, folks, which means it's Comics Gay Kings coming on in an hour. I think if Ethan said it earlier, it would be at 8 o'clock. So you may want to check that out. That's a great show. My comic book peers, Ethan is championing the comic book professionals who are trying, a lot of whom were blacklisted, which is terrible, from comics, and he's highlighting them, he's platforming them, which is great, really, really cool. It's such a cool thing. So. Yeah, when I was in comics, man, there wasn't I didn't know anybody, so it's kind of sucked. Now, I know a lot of people, and I'm working for a lot of them. It's so much fun to work for a friend on a book than like Aaron. When I colored Aaron stuff, it was just friendship. We're just like, that's when comics gets fun, when you're working for friends and not a corporation. Art just doesn't seem to lend itself to the corporate world. Nothing wrong with the corporate world in the corporate world, but man, it's not the same as art. And this the crowdfunding thing too. Oh my gosh, it's such a great thing. Now the artists can own their own IP. It's so American. You're a land owner. Nobody can tell you what to do. Government can't tell you what to do. It's so cool. No overseeing body, no editor to tell you what you have to do. You can do exactly the kind of comics you love, and it shows. You look at Cordrath. It's obviously Andy Smith loves that. Dennis Turner created a great character. And of course, Aaron the Prestes, Kit Carter, and Wraith of God, another great story. And then you've got Battlebrick Road by Eric July. That guy's really getting, that comic's coming along great. Every time I see some pages like this is getting even better and better. And he's got the time. This is the thing about the stuff too, is you have the two things you need as an artist, time and money. And now with the crowdfunding, the artist has those two things that they very much need. Now I'm going to do something a little interesting here. So these you see these highlights. I'm going to hit them with a little bit of coolness to see what happens. A little bit of cool blue. Kind of grays them out a little bit. I'm going to add some more red blush there. So I'm continually working this thing to get it to where I want it, back and forth, like sculpture. But she's starting to look like a cutie, you know? He's a cutie patootie. I might try to make her jaw a little bigger because maybe she shouldn't be so cutesy. Aaron's character is she's a little bit tougher. Kim Novak is a little more masculine face. And watching those nose things to make sure that she is not in any way, no gnarlies on the nose. Soft nose. Super cute. Luscious little red lips. Luscious lips. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Am I missing anything? Oh, looks amazing. Thank you, Dr. Mask. Yeah, you can get down in the weeds with digital, and that's the problem. Is you want to, it loses some of its energy. You want to pull back, which is why I do like when I do my gesture drawings, I do them, small, because it forces you to ignore detail, and stay loose. Marcus says, yeah, I do that as in scrapping the artwork, but it involves a light box and tearing up paper. Yep, that's the way it goes. Yeah, as long as the client likes it, that's all that matters. And as long as the audience, readers like it, that's even more important, really. Yeah, David G, that's what, modeled after Kim Novak. That is what Marcus said. Yes. Yeah, you don't want to. Yeah, exactly. You don't want a lady boss. It just that stuff is just. If I see another woman, 120-pound woman throwing around a 250-pound guy on a TV show, it's cute at first, but now it's all they do. Oh, woman, no, she the dumb guy, and she's beating up 10 guys. It's like, oh, come on. It's just ridiculous. All right. Gordano. Yeah. You know, I wasn't a huge fan of Dick Giordano's work because I wasn't a DC guy. He was mostly DC, wasn't he? Yeah, I was a Marvel guy. I was the same a guy. I went nuts when I got that How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way book. And you can still see the same in my work. Look, she's coming along though. Notice that, like on this illustration, what's dark? The eyelash is really the only thing that's that dark. I think the ear though, it needs to go back a little bit. I just don't like it's too close to the chin here. I want to put it a bit of more of an angle and move it back a little bit. I want the jaw to be a little bit longer. Now I got to fix that. Just to give her more room for this hair. That's part of the problem. I want this to naturally flow into the ear. There's a lot of blueness in this ear. I want that gone. I'm gonna go over it with red. Maybe I'll try that hot pink thing. That may be what it could use a little bit of that to help it warm it up a little bit. I think I'm gonna use some blue too, and just in the hair, just a few places. Color variation is what you're interested in when you're drawing these things. You don't want to be monochromatic. If you can, kind of mold and shape things with color. Rather than black and white. So she's pretty, soft shape, soft thick. Now, I can do a little bit of a highlight here, like when in the face. This part is coming out of the face, coming out of her face, and there can be a little bit of a highlight here. But man, don't overdo it. Because if you do, it's gonna look bad. A little highlight in the nose. Again, not too much. You don't want to go too shiny. Again, no shiny parts. You notice there's hardly any shine on this girl's face. It's soft. She's soft everywhere. Whoops. You should go back, take a look at when I started this video, where I came from, and where I'm at now, and you'll see that when I first started off, it didn't look so good. It didn't look so hot. Now it's starting to look hot. Now it's starting to come together. But it takes time to kind of play around and mess around with stuff until you get to that point. making that pretty high shine. You know, it's funny when I did that tutorial on metallic objects, how to make different metallic objects. That's good to know, and it's good to know how to make metallic things shine, because sometimes you use them, and you may use them on things like hair. You want a more metallic shine. Well, how do you do that? You get a harder edge. I want like a brown. This, it's getting too cool. I don't want any of that coolness. But I wanted to find the air just a little bit better. I want to keep it warm. Soften that edge a little bit. Now we're in business. Maybe take a little bit. Might add just throwing in some variation again, color. Try a bit of green in here. See how that works. Okay, I'm starting to dig this. I think I might even try to, well, let's see. First, I'm going to take a little bit too much forehead, perhaps. Nice curve on the forehead. No Frankenstein. Lighten up that shadow. Oops, I took some of her eyelash out. You know, it's funny when you're drawing women, you add makeup the way women add makeup. You give them eyeliner. Yeah, there's the eyeliner. There's an eyeshadow, lower eye eyeliner. Blush. You know, they add the blush on the cheeks. It's to simulate, of course, healthy skin and stuff. But you do the same thing when you're drawing your comics. If you want to make them look, just as you want to make a girl look attractive in real life, you do that with the drawing. Is this for Aaron's campaign? No, just doing this for fun. I was going to do a profile of a woman, and I thought which girl would be great, and I thought she would be great. So it's just for my YouTube channel here. Although last time I did that, Aaron bought the piece for me, so I don't know. I mean, maybe he'll be like, "Dad, I want that." So you never know. Sometimes it's like I don't even want to sell it. Just like, hey, I'm just doing this for fun, and he's like, "No, it's got to be part of the campaign." I'm like, okay. That's what happened last time. With, oh, by the way, I should show people this. Instead of just talking about it. Let's see, where's the Photoshop file? Okay. It's coming up. It's a big file. I think this thing's like 600 DPI. Okay, there's the... Wait a minute. What's this one with the hearts? I don't know what I did that for. it was a joke or something. Anyways, the whole thing was a joke to start with. I was just doing, like, the guys were all talking about Kid Carter and adding rather suggestive imagery, symbology. And so I put, this is obviously, phallic symbol gun and that sort of thing. And we're just joking around. And I did this, and Aaron's like, man, that looks really good. Now it's going to be part of part of the campaign. It'd been actually fun if I'm painting this now. I could still actually go over this and make just the face is rather painted is what it is. I could go over the face and everything else and make the whole thing look painted. So sometimes I'm torn. I don't know which I like more, just, comic book line art with color or painting. Man, with painting, it's just so much fun to get these soft shadows and lights, especially with beautiful women. It's like perfect.